Hello, we're Greatest Hits, and we are here chatting with Milky.
Milky.
So I think it probably started when I was writing lyrics for one of the first songs, which is Mortals. I wrote those lyrics because I was just like a bit of a rough night, and it was just kind of my natural response to write down these kind of really sarcastic thoughts about it. Just the whole idea of like the song starts off, it says like, it's nice to be no one. And this kind of situation happened, and I just kind of went away feeling like, oh, great, like just feel like nobody. So I think that was kind of the start of it, and then I guess it just got me thinking about like all these, all of these different things that I guess when we're a bit younger, and even now still, there's like these feelings and kind of subjects that it's probably not like, doesn't feel very good or natural to talk about them. And I don't know if you're like I'm definitely an internal processor, so you kind of just like put all this stuff in your head. So it kind of felt like a nice way to talk about it, and it's definitely, I feel like the stuff that I'm trying to talk about in the songs is probably things that like everyone deals with. So maybe by just spelling it out really obviously kind of disarms it. Don't know, like I guess I hope it makes it like maybe a bit easier for someone that's feeling these things to be like, like it's like, yeah, these things are heavy, but it's all good, let's just like laugh about them and be open about it. I don't think
a lot of what we were listening to at the time.
I don't think it's like intentional. It wasn't like
Nothing's very intentional.
A formula that we like kind of planned up. I think it's probably just a product of what all of us are like. Chelsea loves her pop music, and I definitely like that kind of stuff as well. I like stuff that has a kind of a good hook to it. But then we listen to a lot of kind of older sounds as well.
A little bit.
Yeah, definitely. Like, you guys can jump in as well here if you like.
You go for it.
Okay. Yeah, I think so. Being in any kind of different place brings new thoughts and ideas to mind, and the recording was kind of done over 3 different places as well. So even something like that, like I remember we were living in Nashville for a bit. We've moved around a lot actually of recent, but
not that recently.
Not that recently, but yeah, the last year or so.
Yeah.
But yeah, even in Nashville, like I was there and I actually didn't have any instruments, so I had to borrow a guitar and a bass off a friend there, and even just writing parts on a different instrument, like I think that affects kind of what comes out of you. So yeah, definitely.
The mixes together when we were mixing it, when we all finally got to like Australia, was kind of funny because there was drum parts that were done with like one drum kit in a different studio, like in a different part of England, and then trying to put it all together and make it like a cohesive product was like pretty fun. I guess like they're all mixed by the same person apart from like one song that'll be on, which is like mixed by a good friend of ours, like in Leeds, and he had something totally different to work to than like all the other songs. So that was like, that side of it was definitely interesting, I think, and I think it worked out really well. It's definitely stronger because of that, I think.
Let's go in order of the songs that were released because that's easier. Okay, so Mortals, that was the first song we finished. That song was it was probably the first one that was like a fully complete idea. I think like a lot of the stuff that carried on to the other songs started from Mortals. So the things I touched on before about themes, definitely, and then even like the vocal on that, like the whole idea of doing like a falsetto vocal as a main part, and then like the octave down underneath it as the kind of main vocal part. That's actually like a brand new thing for me. Like I'd never actually sung high like that before.
It's really funny actually, because me and Ryan did like, we used to sing like kind of folky stuff together and do like really different singing. But then friends of ours who only know, like have only heard Greatest Hits, I think we sang at my sister's wedding, and they were like, "Oh Ryan, we didn't know that you could sing low." Like we thought you only sang really, really high.
Yeah, I had that.
Yeah.
First time I saw Ryan singing like low, I said, "Wow, it's strange. Yeah, nice voice."
So yeah, sorry not to dwell on one song for too long, but yeah, so that was Mortals. So that was kind of the start of it all. And then Phil Slow It Down. Phil Slow It Down was the very first kind of song that was ever done for Greatest Hits. So that's kind of how it all started. When I came home late one night and kind of had this kind of bass line in mind, and then pretty much wrote that whole song on the first night. So there was that, and so that song is just about just kind of the pace of life, that there's almost like a pressure to go at, to reach the top, be the best. Cool. So that's that song. Next song, Trying. Yeah.
It's all the sarcastic approach to everything you struggle with, basically.
So yeah, Trying was the only one that was not written on bass first. So I had the kind of chords for that song and that first melody part, and just I feel like everyone goes through this thing where it's like, you know, you're insecure and you want to impress all the cool kids, and you try your best to do it, but it's just
never good enough.
It's never good enough, and you blow it. So that's that song. Then there's Growler, A Little Bit of Everyone, and this song is it's about the whole idea of kind of just being really unsure of yourself, not really having your own identity figured out yet. So rather than kind of figuring out your own things that are inside of yourself, you kind of pick and choose the best bits of everyone you see around you, and you kind of build this like jigsaw personality that you feels like that's the right kind of person that I should be. So that's Growler. What's next?
Is it Lemon Joe?
Lemon Joe is I don't know if this is just me or everyone feels this, but definitely when I was younger, I was like, you feel like you have different versions of yourself. So it's kind of a bit about almost like split personality. The two kind of personalities that I go at in the song Lemon Joe is there's kind of the one voice which is kind of says, you know, take it easy, play it safe, don't rock the boat, and then the other voice which is no, just like be bold and go for it. So that song kind of plays off these two personalities and how maybe they can kind of coexist. And then the last song is called One Afternoon.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember being young and being really, really scared of death. So that song is actually just about treating the whole idea of dying in a really light way. Just
Such
kind of
a chill song.
Yeah, it's probably definitely the chillest song, and I just thought it'd be really fun to treat something that's, I don't know, maybe one of the heaviest topics, but just kind of brush it off. Okay, there we go.
It was pretty encouraging, like when we first started playing shows over in Australia, and we had like
Try to fix it and I didn't make
we
it.
all played together in Leeds, but we had a different keys player and a different drummer. So we came over here, and Ryan and Charles met like Jack and Tim, who play with us. But people were still into the songs over here, and I think for like us, when we, like, people were still into it on the other side of the world, and like a year later or whatever, when we last seen each other, that was really reassuring, at least, to be like, oh mate, like we don't have to like, these songs are like good and people want to hear it. Like, not like, shit, we've come all this way and this band sucks.
We've definitely learned a lot from being in different places. I think that kind of comes with traveling. I personally learned a lot by living in America.
It was like the worst time, but we learnt so much. And we're glad we're not. Maybe don't.
No, it was just an interesting time. Like we were very much in like transition from the UK to Australia, and yeah, it's kind of a weird place to find yourself in. Well, to be honest, we've really only just recently started like writing together. It started off as my writing project. So for the first lot of songs, it was just kind of me by myself. Like very early on, there was like a couple of other people that just kind of started some of the ideas with. But yeah, so the first lot of songs was just kind of a lot of me in our apartment in Leeds, just working on stuff. But I always wanted it to be a thing where we're all writing for it. So we've actually kind of during this whole kind of COVID chapter of our lives, we've been doing a lot of writing together, and that's been awesome.
And we've just started doing some collaborating as
Yeah.
well. Just
writing with other people.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's cool. I love all that. I've done that with like other bands before, and for some reason it's just the timing's just been right now to do that. And I particularly love the idea of having a band that has multiple songwriters. Oh, good question.
Yeah, super important.
Yeah.
I think like for all of us, like visual stuff, whether it's like clothes or like if you go and see a band and there's something cool going on behind them on the stage, like how they're set out on stage, it's all like super important and it's all part of it. I think we're all really into that, so it's kind of when we first started talking about doing videos, it was like we wanted it to be really good. We wanted it to be really good.
And I think especially with like not being able to do shows as well, like that's a huge part where we would really express ourselves. So it's been really nice to be able to like find that and be able to do that there. And also like huge shout out to Benjamin Robinson, who we film with. He is
Yeah, he's
ridiculously talented. He's insane.
He's just amazing. We like come to him with lots of ideas and pretty kind of cloudy ideas. But yeah, he's amazing at just making us look better.
Yeah, the video for Phil was the most ridiculous timeline of how that came together, because I was like stuck in New South Wales at the time and these guys were in Queensland. And I called Ryan with an idea for a video because we were thinking about a video, and I was like, oh, I think I've got like a sick idea. And I FaceTimed you guys and you were like, actually we've just had an idea for the video. We're gonna do this. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. That's fine, like you do your thing. They were like with Ben. 2 days later, you got a call and you were like, yeah, we're gonna film it today. And then, so 2 days after that, like 4 days since the original phone call, they sent me like the full finished version of the video that the three of them had just like put together in 4 days, and it was just like so good. Like, yeah, so shout out to Ben.
Yeah, Ben's amazing. We've done like both videos were done like really quickly.
Our first video for Mortals though was after we went out to a dive bar in America and had a couple of drinks, and then we were like, let's do something fun. So we went to this ridiculous skating rink, and it was like so outrageous that Ryan literally said, let's make a video, and we filmed it on our iPhones. And then Ben edited it though, so he made it good for us. But so that's funny.
Knows like what looks good. Like we've got like a concept that we're kind of excited about. We'll take it to him, and I don't know, it's hard to get across. Like, I wish I could like just draw what we think and give it to him, but then Ben comes around and he like knows what's gonna look good, and he kind of helps us strip that back.
And it's been really cool as well. All like stepping. I feel like as we've like, obviously the first one was me, Ryan, and Ben, and then Henry, and the next one, all stepping into that like creative director role. And I feel like building that trust with each other, feeling free to like suggest like an outrageous idea, and you know, and just feeling like safe with each other, I think is important, because you don't get your creativity squashed. You know, like you'll throw out a few ideas and some of them are ridiculous, and then in there it's like, yeah, that's a good one. And I feel like Ben has a great way of, like you said, sifting through our weirdness to find the gems. Yeah, sometimes Felix.
Yeah, and all the like doing all the kind of creative directing and styling and that kind of stuff, I think we've discovered it's something that we like really enjoy too. It's kind of just, I guess at the start we thought, we should do a video, and we kind of felt like it'd be fun to do, and from that we've realized like, actually this is something that's that we like really love.
Oh. How did the original
where did it
one
come
even
from?
come from? I had it in England, I think.
Yeah,
I feel like
maybe?
clothes just like come to us somehow. Like we in England, like a lot of people would stay at our house. I think anyone would crush on our couch all the time. And I would always just find clothes, and I'd be like, well, I guess this is mine now because it's here. And I actually don't even know.
I have no idea how long we've had it, or
from England. We got it in England somehow. I don't know. But Henry found another one exactly the same the other day in an op shop in Nambour. He rang me, he's like, Charles, I've got it.
Was that fate? I missed my train.
Yeah.
Dropped me off at the train station and missed my train. I was killing time. And I walked into an op shop, and there, just on this like mannequin at the front of the shop, was this identical blue beret, and I was like, man, what a dream. Got to get it. So yeah, there's a couple now.
But now we're giving it away in the competition, so we need a new one. So keen.
Yeah, firstly so keen.
I'm desperate to play a billion shows. I know these guys like froth on the writing and recording side of it, but for me, shows is like my thing that I love. So I feel like we've had
shows definitely is where it kind of all comes together.
Yeah, we've had to like learn to adapt constantly, which I think everybody has through this whole COVID time, because right before it all kicked off we had a run of like 13 shows that all got canned, and then we have some more in the pipeline that hopefully we can do. So yeah, I'm desperate to do shows. I forget what was the other bit of it.
What do shows look like?
We try to carry some of that visual aspect into it for sure. Talk about outfits a lot before.
They're a lot of fun.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of fun. We've got like, there's a lot of percussion, there's a lot of dancing. It's just like a big party. It's good. Which is why
people have started to like bring their own percussion to our shows now, which is pretty fun.
Yeah, we got a little crew of people that come along with their shakers and everything, and that's amazing.